Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, brothers who's pushing this word sincerely and truthfully. This is a brother I know from the GMS Dallas camp, and I just wanted to go into in transit video. I was meditating on this chapter with a younger brother, the Spirit's moved me to do a video on it. So I'm gonna start here in Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1. It says, "Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed?" Now, when you go into that word report in the Hebrew, it's Shamawaya. Okay, and it means report, news, or rumor. Report, news, or tidings. Okay, so the question here is, who have believed our doctrine? Who have believed our report? Because we've made mention of YAHAWASHI, we've announced him to the world, and so we're bringing that gospel, that good news, that good tidings to the world, and the world is refusing that message. So the question is really rhetorical. Who has believed our report? Well, the answer is only the elect are going to believe the report of YAHAWASHI. Okay? And so it says, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? Okay? And so the arm of Yahweh, I got a precept for that. It's in Romans chapter 1, verse 16. It says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, for it is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth." So what does the arm represent? The power of salvation through YAHAWASHI. Okay? It says to the Jew first and also to the Greek. Okay, so to the circumcision and also to the uncircumcision of the nation of Israel. Okay? And at this point, none of us were raised in the Israelite customs. You weren't keeping the Passover at 4 and 5 years old. You didn't ask your parents, why are we keeping this Passover? And they didn't explain it to you. Okay? Because we have fallen away from our customs. All right? So ultimately we were all once Gentiles. All right? And so let me go back here to Isaiah 53 and 1. It says, "Who hath believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed?" Only to the elect. Verse 2. "For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him." Okay? So when it says he shall let me see. So he shall grow before him as a tender plant, that's talking about YAHAWASHI. If you read Isaiah 11 and 1, it says, "And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots." That's talking about the genealogy. Okay? Which if you go in the New Testament, there's 2 accounts that tell you the genealogy of YAHAWASHI, okay, and how he comes from the seed of David. Okay, it's Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth." Now, right now he said execute. You see, he is going to execute justice and execute judgment. This has not happened yet because he hasn't came back to establish his kingdom here on earth. Okay, now he came in the flesh. Okay, and won. He beat the flesh. So now we're waiting for Yahweh to give YAHAWASHI his kingdom, so that he can execute judgment and justice. You see? Because the sentence is already written. America has already received this sentence, okay? But nobody believes that sentence that we that the Most High has given it. But when it's executed, then it will believe. Then it will be believed. Then it will be understood, okay? But it says, he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground, because he came out of Nazareth, right? If you read the book of John, the first chapter, one of the apostles said, what good thing can come out of Nazareth? Roughly paraphrasing. Well, the answer is, it seemed like that because the city, it was so spiritually dry, so to speak, right? Just like how people ask today, what good thing can come out of the Bronx, New York? Or what good thing can come out of Chicago? Well, we see through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI that there is goodness that can come out of there, okay? Our apostles and elders of Great Millstone are from that area, and they teach in that area, okay? So, same thing with YAHAWASHI. But it says, he hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. You see? Now, what does that mean? When YAHAWASHI was being persecuted, they despised him, man. Okay? They abhorred his authority. They abhorred his spirit because they themselves were wicked. You see? As a matter of fact, let me get that in John. Let me see here. It's John chapter 3, verse 19. It says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. Okay, so the reason why they detested and despised YAHAWASHI was because they themselves were wicked. You see? Their deeds were evil. So they knew that they were being cut and they were condemned. Okay? Which caused them to become even more demonic. Now let's go back to oh wait, no, there was another one I wanted to get in Acts. Let's see. Acts chapter 3, verse 13. It says, the power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the power of our fathers, hath glorified his son YAHAWASHI, whom ye delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate, when he was determined to let him go. So now, this is after YAHAWASHI was risen up, and Peter is speaking to the multitude of the people after they saw the power of the Spirit, healing the lame man. He's saying, look, this isn't done by our own power or by some kind of magic or something like that. This is done through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, who you crucified. You see? Because when YAHAWASHI was delivered up, man, they said, crucify him, crucify him. They said, give us Barabbas. They desired a murderer over YAHAWASHI, man, over the Son of Man. You see? The man who the Heavenly Father glorified, man. It says, verse 14, but ye denied the Holy One and the just, and desired a murderer to be granted unto you, and killed the Prince of Life, whom the Most High hath raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses. Okay, so that's proof right there that this is talking about YAHAWASHI in Isaiah 53:2, because it says there is no beauty that we should desire him. That's talking about Israel as a nation, that they didn't desire YAHAWASHI ultimately, because if they did, they wouldn't have killed him, right? The overwhelming majority wanted him dead. Okay, and so that's why the majority of our people are going to be destroyed because they will not accept him. Okay? So it says, verse 3, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows. It says, acquainted with grief. And he was hid, as it were. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed it not. Okay? So, I mean, there you have it, man. Ultimately, our people, man, are going to reject YAHAWASHI. Okay? That's why he was a man of sorrows. You see? He was continually basically oppressed, not only by Esau, you know, under the Roman Empire, okay, but more so through our people, man. You see? This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15. It says, for we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. Okay, so he went through the same sorrows that we are going through. And as a matter of fact, he went through it more so than us. Okay, his spirit is stronger than us. He was able to endure more. Okay, if we were put if we were forced to go through what YAHAWASHI had to go through, man, who's to say that we would prevail? Okay, if we were put in his exact suit, and I mean in his exact position. Okay, the scriptures say his visage was more marred than any man, meaning his countenance, his face was more beat up and more bruised and battered than any man's face ever was, man. Okay, basically beyond recognition. He suffered terrible things, even, you know, to imagine. Okay, and coming up upon the time of the Passover, which the Passover begins at sundown tonight. Today is February. Hold on, not February. I'm sorry. Today is March 1st, 2018. Okay, and so it's important to keep these things in mind when we're in these times. Okay, it says, verse 4, it says, surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. You see? So YAHAWASHI, he bore our griefs, man. So what does that mean? Well, let me see. Let's read it in Matthew. Let's see. It's Matthew chapter 8. I'm gonna start at verse 14. Let me see. It says, and when YAHAWASHI was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid and sick of a fever. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she arose and ministered unto them. When the even was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, and he cast out spirits. It says, and he cast out spirits. You see. Hold on. Yeah, and he cast out spirits with his word, and healed all that were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, himself took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses.